Hello, I am in the shop where I've been volunteering here in Lanzarote. Yeah, let's do the update. So this has been a fairly action-packed week, but let's do the highlights. I have seen so many rainbows this week. I don't even know how many rainbows, but so many. I saw a rainbow that was actually like in the rain in a way let me describe it to you. So you're looking from the edge of the island out across the ocean. Miles across the ocean, there is a cloud and a clear like storm with rain. You know how you can see the rain when it's far away off in the distance? It was like that. You could see that it was raining down. And then that, where the rain was, became a rainbow. So it was like this cute little like stormy cloud off in the distance with a rainbow rain, and it was amazing. I even started like singing, like kind of coming up with like a little song about it. And yeah, I've been this past week I had a lot of great inspiration. I was having a lot of inspiration. I started writing, I guess, multiple poems. We'll see whatever happens with any of it. I started singing a little bit. There was even one point there was like a droney hum from like a machine. It was like a fan or something. But where I was sitting on like rocks facing the ocean, and I could hear the ocean coming and going, and I could see and hear the birds and then this drone. And so then I started like just sitting meditatively, and then I started matching pitch and then changing around where I was singing, and it was a really nice experience. Lots of inspiration, rainbows. I saw so many rainbows. I saw multiple rainbows in one day. So like Saturday, I had a really nice weekend actually. Yeah, so Saturday I went out to Arricife because I wanted to check out the Women's March. I had seen a poster in the pharmacy in Mala advertising that there was going to be a Women's March, and I thought, this is a very small island. What is an International Women's Day March going to look like here? There was definitely lots of shops, and there was like a little market area, and that was fun to wander around. I went and had a nice little coffee and checked in with a friend who I met here, and I lost the hat that I got when we went to dinner, and I didn't remember where the restaurant was or anything, so I was like messaging him and like, can you help me get my hat back? So then after my coffee, I had like a little bit of time, so I explored a little bit, and I was also not really sure where the march was taking place, because the description on the poster, when I Googled the place that it said to meet, it wasn't coming up in Google, so it was La Plazuela, so it was the square. Like, it could be anywhere. I was in the general area, but I wasn't really sure. So I just kind of wandered around, and it was interesting that the church bells were wild. So I recorded a little bit of the church bells, which is, interestingly enough, I've been recording church bells. Like, I'm not religious, but I like church bells. Anyway, so I recorded the church bells, wandered around, and I managed to find where the march was taking place, and I joined in, and we went. It was a very short march, and at one point there was actually a group it was like two people holding a sign representing this like nationalist group of Spain, and they tried to they had a bit of a counter protest, and the police were keeping them separated from the rest of the march. And at the moment that I passed by them, I had no idea what was going on. It was just this black and white sign and a couple of people yelling, and I didn't quite understand. So I took a picture of what they were holding up. And after the march, I looked up what the group was. And yeah, it was a nationalist group. They're against outsiders, foreigners, and the sign was about globalization and how that was harmful. And I don't know exactly what the intention behind it was, but I do suspect that, places that are really high in tourism probably also have a lot of people who are sort of engaging in unsafe practices when they do visit countries that are not their own while they're on vacation. So it happens. It's not good. It shouldn't happen, but it does. Anyways, the march itself was all right. I didn't fully understand what was happening a lot of the time, but it was neat. There was someone had like a conch shell that they were like blowing, and the color was purple, which I didn't realize, but I happened to have my like colorful vest that has some purple in it, so I wore that, and yeah, it was nice just wandering around. And then I explored the city for a little bit after the march, and there were some interesting little areas, and it was neat going into some of the shops and seeing all of the costumes for Carnival. And then I wandered into the Arricife like history museum, which talked about piracy on the island and when explorers first came here in 1400, which I didn't realize it was that early that explorers were here. And there were descriptions of people who were living here first, which is different from what I had been hearing from my workaway host, who said that people had only been here for 200 years. Not true. People were here for a time that we don't even know how far back. And I assume, it's not that big of an island. I can't imagine there being a huge amount of people living here. So I imagine that they were probably all wiped out with the arrival of the explorers. Yeah, and then afterwards I met up with the guy that I had gone out to dinner with, and we went and we got my hat back, yay. And along the way we saw the sort of aftermath of Carnival. I didn't end up going to see Carnival because it just, I don't know, I didn't really feel like I wanted to go. But it's happening all month here, just in different places. So we went to Puerto del Carmen, where they had the parade that day. And yeah, it was neat seeing all the costumes, people wandering around, and there were even more people who were not part of the parade who were wearing costumes and coming into the city to start, having a crazy night. It felt like Halloween, but like the warmest Halloween I've ever experienced. So that was kind of neat, and I managed to get back home just in time to like have a nice evening and go to bed early. And then the very next day I woke up and there was a big rainbow in the direction of where I planned on going, which was to Mala to catch the bus so that I could then go to Yay. Yeah, there's a place called Yay. Like, where are you going? Yay! So yeah, I went to Yay to climb a volcano, but because it was Sunday, the bus didn't go all the way to Yay. That one wasn't coming, so I went to Maguez and then walked to Yay and then climbed the volcano. Fortunately, the volcano climb was not actually that big. It didn't take that long. So my like hour or so to walk to Yay was not overwhelming. I got to like sit and have a coffee when I got there, and then I went up and climbed the volcano. Got to look inside of a volcano. I was expecting lava, but it's not an active volcano, so I don't know why I was half expecting lava. But it wasn't that at all. It was just a very steep ravine and incredibly windy. I actually, like, when I was looking over the edge, I didn't dare stand because it was so windy. I thought it would knock me over. I was actually, like, at one point I thought I would like sit and have a snack by the edge. I wasn't even like on the edge, but I was near it, and it was so windy that even sitting, I was holding on to some rocks to keep myself stable so that I didn't get pushed into the volcano. Because it was really windy. And I needed to hold on to that rock. Like, it was pretty wild. And then I went back down the volcano, but took like a different side path, and then went back to Meguez, and then continued on, went to Haria, picked up the bus, came back here. Well, I got off at the cactus garden and wandered back to the town. And when I came back, I saw that the little market center here, like in the atrium, there was a flamenco show. I thought that was really cool, and I missed the first half of it, but there was still more of it, so I stayed, and then like some of the friends I had made in town were here, so yeah, I got to stay and hang out, and I'm so glad I did. It was such a good performance. There was someone playing like the flamenco guitar and also saxophone. They were both singing, and one was like dancing occasionally, but also like beating on the drum, and it was, yeah, really good, really high energy, lots of fun. I nearly started doing some flamenco dancing myself with having no experience or knowledge because the locals were really trying to get me to do it. And I ended up having dinner at the local restaurant as well. I had really great ravioli. It'll be just after the full moon when I next check in, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in the full moon time. All sorts of craziness can happen during a full moon. So let's see what craziness happens during this full moon. So I'll check in with you later, and until then, see you later.